Hi, Dyslexic Genius here. I'm back on the Edison home and it's finished, and we did a whole series on exactly how to restore the phonograph and how everything works and how to do this properly. When you ship these, like when we ship this back to the customer, the cabinet will go in one box, the motor, reproducer, crank will go in the other box. You don't want to ship it with things all together. We fixed rust, we had to do some re-nickel work. You'll notice here, on the lid locks, we pull this up. You can see how nice this is now. If you go back to previous videos, you'll see the rust marks we had to redo. We cleaned the cabinet, everything. We cleaned the bed plate and everything. We re-nickeled the speed control, the on-off switch, the back for the shaver attachment because these were rusted. And this is what it should look like when you're done. Everything should be nice, clean, and oiled. Make sure your reproducer is set all the way in flush, because if it's on Edison's, if the C or H reproducer is kicked up a little or like this, it's not going to play on the machine. You notice that when I opened up the cabinet, the carriage was all the way over here to the left. That's because this little spot here is designed to move the carriage when you're facing in the front, be all the way to the right. So you'll lower this down like in the playing position. You don't want to go like this because the lid will come down and hit it, the lift knot lever here. We installed a brand new leather belt. We put in a new spring, 4 new suspension springs, 2 bolts, 2 screws on the motor, and a number 3 gear was brass that had cracked, which was causing really the whole problem on the motor. When you lift your motors, they should look like this. They should be clean, no oil running around them. I talked about this in previous videos on how to oil these. Because what happens, people want to come in here and grease the governor drive gear. This is the governor. This is the governor gear, and this brass one is the governor drive gear. They want to grease these, and it all flies over and gets on the felts right here for the speed control. And you want to keep that off. It's very quiet. We flex on everything. That's very quiet for an Edison home. So let's play this. We took off also on the bottom of the cabinet. Edison put these rubber feet on them with a little nail through, and those little rubber feet all the time dry up, okay? And then you have this brass piece which is sticking out of the bottom of your cabinet. When you set it down, it'll just gouge the top of anything you sit it down on if you move it. Also installed a new leather brake right here. We have videos on all of this. So let's play a nice tune. When you have machines like this, with a shaver attachment here, you want to be careful when you put your cylinder on that it doesn't bump the wax cylinders. These are all on, especially on 2-minute machines that this is. Everything clears. And that's how your Edison Home 2 minutes should perform, and that's what it should sound like. One other thing is the reproducer has a mica diaphragm instead of the copper diaphragm. And that's what it came with. Back in the day, I don't know when they did this, the 50s or 60s, they started making these mica diaphragms, and I always leave those in on the C's or an H's if I find them, because they make a little bit different tone. Not as sharp, but always make sure you crank your machine up all the way and let it play down, and that's my tip for the day.